Hello there, lads and ladettes. So today we are going to be trying out for the first time one of those special relic, double egg relic things and seeing if this gives us the Virgo dragon that we're looking for. But before we do that, I just want to point out that along with us buying this new relic, we are also a singular piece away from the Ra dragon. So it is finally time for us to unlock this beast on our main account, because we got it on our Android account, but we can also get it on our main account now. So there's 400 dungeon tokens, gone skis, but there's one piece for the Ra dragon bought and 50 scrolls, and that means that we now actually can get the Ra dragon, because if we go into our dragon collection, go into our divines, you'll see that now we have 26 out of 26 pieces for Ra, and we can go ahead and hatch it. So there's a 3-day and 20-hour cooldown, which is pretty ridiculous, but we finally have this divine added to our game. So in the dungeon shop, along with that, of course, we have these other relics. Relic of hatching could be really useful, especially at the moment. I'm actually going to buy a singular one of them, and we might want a relic of farming, but the main one that I want to try out today is this double egg relic. It is very expensive at 500 dungeon currency, but we need to try it sooner or later, so we might as well do it now. So there we go, that is purchased, and so if we come on over to our breeding den, we have been trying to breed for the Virgo dragon, and we've been using the Kitsune and Metal. You know, you've got a choice of a few, but I'm going to go with this one. So, if we want to actually use our double egg relic, do we do it like this? You click on the top left, extra egg, select from 2 eggs at the start of a breeding, and this bonus effect lasts for 12 hours. Note, breeding will yield only 1 egg, not both. So, we only get 1 of the eggs, but the effect of using this token lasts for 12 hours, which means if you have the ability to skip some timers, this would actually coincide really well with Chronos. This would be pretty good, but we're gonna activate, and there is our 12 hours of double eggs active. So now, if we go to breed the Virgo dragon, let's go on breed. We have the option of choosing the one that we want, and you can see out of the 2 options, we could either get the Virgo or we could get the Coral. So just imagine if right now we would have only gotten the Coral dragon's egg, and then we would have been back at square one, but because we've got 2 options, this means that we get to select exactly what we want. There you go, there's Virgo. It is as easy as that. I've said it before and I will say it again, these breeding tokens or these breeding relics are so good. Literally so good. They are probably one of the best things that they have ever put into the game to, you know, allow you to get exactly what you're looking for. So, even though breeding things might not be quite as, wow, that was super cool, because, you know, you're sort of choosing what you want, you've still got to get out of those 2 outcomes, so that was pretty lucky for us, and that means the Dragon of the Month is on its way. So, we're going to have a Legendary in here, we're going to have a Divine Dragon in here, it's going to be pretty crazy. It does mean that we don't get to use the rest of the effect of that double egg relic, unless we skipped the whole breeding, obviously, but it did what we wanted it to do. We've been successful, I'm a happy girl, and we don't have to worry about getting Virgo now, which is pretty sweet. And it does also mean that we should get the new Singularity Dragon as well, which is going to be another new dragon for us to hatch during all of these divine events. It's pretty insane, all of these new things that we're getting. But, you know, there's all of that for the beginning of this. But since we've just basically used up all of our dungeon currency now on random things, we need to be getting some more dungeon currency back again. So we've got to do the long slog bottomless dungeon another time. But, you know, at the very least, I am happy that we get some really cool stuff out of the dungeon, because remember, for so long out of the dungeon, it was basically just, you do the dungeon if you want to, but you're never really going to get anything cool apart from maybe 100 gems every now and then. But these days, if they're going to have these special relics coming out all the time, it's going to make actually doing the dungeon become pretty important in your day-to-day schedule, because before it was just sort of like, you know, if you feel like it, you can do the dungeon. You don't have to. You can if you want. But now it's pretty much, if you want to get the best value out of everything and up your chances of breeding and things like that, you should be doing the dungeon. Unfortunately, it might take a while because, you know, the endless dungeon, bottomless dungeon, whatever you want to call it, it does take up quite a bit of time. But you do sort of need to do it. Because we've got all of that. You get VIP tickets, you get special limited time dragons, you've got all the dungeon dragons to collect. There's just a lot of stuff in general that you want to be getting a hold of. So, hopefully after this, maybe we'll get something cool out of the chests as well. Because apparently in the chest there are also dragon tickets, which is unexpected, but kind of cool, I suppose. But we need to defeat 3 dragons with 1 blow. Let's hope that we can manage to pull that off. They're level 108, so we don't want to swipe on them with Dragon Fury too many times. Think that's enough? Think that's enough? Okay, that overdid it. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, that's tragic. You see, I'm still thinking about like level 116 sort of levels. I should definitely remind myself to not do that, but we need to kill all 3 of these guys in 1 blow. So, Saini, I can't even attack with you. I can't even attack with Saini at the moment because we'll kill everything. Okay. There we go. We hit miss. Maybe that wasn't the play. Maybe it is the play. I don't know. It's just everything dies from like 1 hit at the moment. So it's difficult to sort of gauge how much Dragon Fury you need to use to make sure that they're low enough but you don't actually murder them. But we should be good now. We've got all of these guys set up and voila. It just takes so much brain power to think about it. I guess that's kind of cool though, right? For the people that remember how to do it all the time, they're going to do really well in the dungeon. It's pretty cool. So now we need to do just normal attacks, which, you know, by now I'm hoping that everyone gets the gist of the dungeon and the best ways to do it. But there are still some people out there that really do struggle. And so that's why I'm going through it for those guys out there that, you know, are still confused about what's going on. Especially newer players that are coming in. And then there's this complicated new dungeon thingy going on, you know. Hopefully for them, they can get into it, get the cool rewards, get the new relics, because imagine being a new player and being able to select the relic or select the egg that you want using that relic, and then you just get a bunch of legendaries super quick. Like, that's insanely good. It's sort of like how, even though I don't like the Eternal Fruit Tree because it's VIP only basically, or, you know, spending only because it's gems, and a lot of gems at that. If you actually bought that Eternal Fruit Tree as a low-level player, you would generate so much extra food. And, you know, if you've got bosses as a super low-level player, then you're probably gonna steamroll through the game anyway. But back in my day, when I was a wee lass, we didn't have all of these fandangled, sparkly, gem-only boss habitat things. Back in my day, we just had to grind. How sad it is, but, you know, at least they're giving the option to people that want to get into the game seriously to actually catch up. But there's probably a better way for them to do it than the ways that they've implemented. I'm sure there are. But it's the system that we have, so you got to put up with it, unfortunately. And, can you please give me the opportunity to attack? I'm not appreciating this, where the enemies have perma-stun locked me. It's like the strat that we use against the enemies to stun lock them so that they can't attack us. They just did it to me. That feels pretty oppressive when it actually gets done to you. I didn't like that. I feel like I've been bullied. I have been officially bullied out of the game. So no Dragon Peace tickets or no Divine tickets for us, I suppose. But I am going to go for the blue chests, even though they're the most expensive. They tend to have the better rewards, they're better stuff. So we're going to go for the blue chest. It's a shame we didn't get more currency, but we'll deal with it. We just need to do some more normal attacks next time. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's collect our food too. But to anyone else that was waiting on raw dragon pieces, you know, I hope you got what you wanted, and I hope that you can afford it, because the trouble would be if you've been waiting for raw dragon pieces for this long, and then you haven't actually been doing any of the dungeon stuff. Ooh, that would suck. That would royally suck, indeed. But for the meantime, I'm gonna keep going through the River Raid solo event. I did gem, like, I think 3 of the tiers, and it came to like 25 gems total that I gemmed through or something, because if you didn't know, River Raid is pretty much humanly literally impossible to finish if you don't gem some of the earlier tiers. So I did gem a couple of them, but it only came to like barely any gems at all. So if you want to count that as me gemming through an event, go ahead. But I only did it for a couple of tiers, and it was super cheap. So, you know, if that's going to give us the 50 tickets, I will take it. But we do also have a spare dial dragon now, because we've got a spare dial dragon in our inventory. Don't really need him, but I guess we've got him if we want him. But I wish you the very best of luck in all of your event stuff, and if you're opening divine chests, good luck to you. I hope that you get what you want. Obviously, we probably all want Seth, we probably all want Osiris, we probably all want a spare deco so that we can finish that pep collection. But it is a lot of luck in 0 skill, and I guess you've just got to be active during the events, which it's not a skill, it's just sort of really tedious and annoying. But anyway, for now, I appreciate you being here, and try out those double egg relics if you're ever in a pinch. I think they'll definitely come in handy. But for now, thank you for joining me, and until next time, I will see you then.